So it's been a while since I've put out a video, and I really lost track of time, both in the park and in real life. I've actually accomplished a lot more in the park, just to give you a brief overview, than I thought I had since the last video that I put out. But I'm going to try to just pick up right where we left off. We're at River Run, which is what we ended up naming the raft ride, and I had not finished any of the station, and a lot of the trees weren't here. So just to briefly go over the station, we've got a nice waiting deck here with kind of looks like a pond. And actually, just in case you're curious, the trick I use with the water here is that's actually glass with splash effects, and it makes it kind of reflect like water would. And so that kind of leaves the impression that there's water in there. We've got a nice little bridge going across. I think maybe that was there in the last video. Interior is real basic, but I really like this pump that I made in the back, and I think this came out really well. It gives it a nice realism touch to it, since it kind of looks like it's pumping the water back up to the top of the lift. Another big addition was the hotel, and we named it the Frontier Lodge, and it's got VIP suite cabins there in the back. There's a little lobby foyer kind of thing in there, and I went to put the Frontier Expo emblem there. I feel like that was a good chance to use an emblem that probably never really gets used in the game. But we've got the little pathways back here, so that our guests could theoretically get to the cabins. Another new addition would be the Go Karts, which originally I thought about putting a wood roller coaster over in this area, but I feel like the Go Karts fit really, really well here. And I used the diner set to kind of just lay out a station. We've still got a little bit of progress left to do on the station. I think for now it looks pretty good. And of course we've got a place where the carts would be stored. And that came out well. And soon we'll be routing a service road. I think probably coming off of the parking lot here, wrapping it around, make it kind of accessible from the back here. So the bridge here is some concrete pieces, and it kind of just breaks up the same old textures from the rest of the track and gives it like a actual concrete bridge look, which is real nice. So we can go ahead and set it to nighttime, because I think the track looks really nice at night. There we go, we've got all of our lights, and we can actually see off in the distance the rest of the scissor ride that we had worked on originally. So I kind of fleshed out the dome here and added a base going around so that it can be raised up, and we added the animated lights sequence to the ride. And when the ride finishes, it just puts on regular lights so people can get on and off safely. Also, move the sign off the top. I think it fits much better off to the side. It just really does kind of look tacky to me on top. The path work still needs a lot of work, and it's something that we'll probably be addressing next as we kind of start to finalize the layout of the park. Another big layout change would be we've moved the coaster and finally fit it into the terrain really well, and actually carved out the pit so that we're not going underground anymore. And I've kind of just thrown off some of the other rides off to the side for now, including moving our old main street kind of over here just to keep them hooked up and keep guests happy for now. And we did finally redo the entrance. So we were going to do a custom sign here, and actually learned 3D modeling and made the sign, but it ends up crashing the game. And so I simplified the sign, and I got it down to a really, really basic sign, and it still crashed the game. And I kind of figured that I was approaching my maximum amount of theme tool builder theme kit items. I also had nice ticket signs on top of here. This is where the tickets are. And And so I ended up deleting those, and we had the nice like glow gates here that somebody had made on the theme builders toolkits. But I removed those too, and the game has been much more stable since. See if we can kind of remove some stuff, and you can see on the inside, this is where the park entrance gates are. So I figured out that guests must just touch the gates. They don't have to walk through them. You watch these people, they'll just touch the gate, and then they'll turn around, and now they can enter or exit the park. So every guest must like check in or check out. And so with that little bit of knowledge, we were able to successfully make some ticket booths. So now the people will actually walk to the booth, get their tickets, and then they'll go into the park. Right now it's disconnected, so they're just walking on our temporary bypass path here. Another small change, but I think it came out really nice, was this bus station area. We just added these little corner like seating lamps and kind of took the same style of the blueprint that we used here for the actual bus station, and that just kind of gives a nice closure to the paths that weren't going anywhere. So I have started on Main Street and a couple other like side buildings. So we have a little vending machine area here, which I think came out really good. We used signs for the edge lighting there. Go and switch this back to day. So we're going to be putting that somewhere in the park. It's not quite finished yet, and I have no idea where it's going to go, but we're going to move it. And another plan for this is to make the go-kart and the lodge area like a nighttime fun area. So I want to do a restaurant in between them and have it to where like after the park closed, the go-karts would stay open, the scissors would stay open, and this area here by the people staying in the lodge would be open, you know, to a later hour, so that way they could have something to do. Alright, and so what I've done since the park was starting to become unstable is I took the creation of the original park and the scenario editor and deleted everything. So this way I'm stuck with the same exact scenery pieces and all the same parts that I have access to in the actual park. Because I had a couple blueprints not transfer over just because I didn't have the right sceneries unlocked and that sort of thing. So this is going to be the Main Street building. Just finished it up a few days ago, and we've got a bunch of shops here and then a staff entrance on the back side. This is a staff building, so they'll just kind of walk in between the door there. So we've got the burritos, cheap beef, and 3 drinks. And the ATM here is stuck in the middle. It's kind of hiding, but I really like the privacy fence there. Just a little detail I was pretty proud of. And then we're working on the opposite side of the street now, and so we're going to have this kind of protruding out a little bit. Don't want that one, but maybe I can it'll kind of be like this, but on the other side. It'll protrude a little bit into the path, and then we'll have 1 or 2 shops on either side. I think I'm going to do the information booth on where like the burrito would be, and then the bathroom where the Hip Shot and Street Fox Coffee are, since the bathroom is a little bit longer. But I did want to kind of create a hidden bathroom. You saw it in the other building from the other park, where the bathroom was like down a little pathway. I really don't like having the entrance to the bathroom directly out in front. It just doesn't fit well to me. So that's going to wrap up this episode. I just wanted to give you a quick kind of tour of what's been going on, and just let you know that the park is still in progress. And next we'll be working on, of course, the pathing like I mentioned earlier, and also building a wooden coaster. I really want to have a wood coaster in this park. It'll probably be the hybrid track, but I will be needing a name for that, so I would really love your opinion on a name. Just drop it down in the comments and we'll consider it. And I did also want to give you a big thank you if you've reached this point in the video. That really means a lot to me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.